Assalamualaikum and a very good day, everyone. So, for today, for this week, we are going to cover the topic on the topic of modal verbs. Okay, so first of all, let me explain a bit what is modal verbs. So, modal verbs is basically one of the basic component of English grammar. We use it as a helping verb because we usually use it in relation to other verb, and it serves several functions. So there are four functions that we are going to look into today. So the first one is probability. The second one is ability. Third one is obligation or advice, and the last one is permission. Okay, so there are several modal verbs that, as you can see, that I have already outlined here, and there are others, of course, and also there are uh, several that you can use for different functions, right? For example, can and could you can use to express probability, and also you can use it for ability. So let's look at the first one, probability. So probability meaning that you want to express sureness of whether something happens. Sureness or unsureness, right? May not. So um, let's look at the first sentence here that I gave. It may rain tonight. So it expresses probability. So the event of raining there. So rain is a main verb. It's is it so it's whether it will happen or not, but we are not sure of it. So that's why it is probability. Or if you want to use can be like it can rain tonight, or mm, or okay, let's write some sentence. Oh, the pandemic COVID-19 pandemic. So the probability of something, right? So what is the probability of this pandemic? May take years to be contained, right? So when we write this sentence, we're talking about the possibility of us controlling the pandemic. So we use may there. And one more important thing, the most important thing is that after modal verbs, the main verb must always be in its root form. So even though it is singular, and usually you would use s to it, right? You would add s to it. It rains tonight. But because we use modal verbs, then we cannot add s to rain. So it may rain tonight. The COVID-19 pandemic may take. Yeah, so no s on take. And for negative structure form, you just add not. It may not rain tonight. And for questions, it's not very appropriate to use may or might for questioning, but we can use can or could. Could we travel to another country easily in the past? So this is about probability or possibility, right? And then the next one is ability. So to talk about skills or ability, right? So what you can do, what special things you can do, right? Can, can't, could, couldn't. So could and couldn't here, we use it in the past tense form. We want to talk about ability. So the first one, Marina can speak French. So what are the skills that we can think of? He can swim. Right. Marina couldn't read when she was 5. So this one, couldn't. And we use it in the past tense form. Couldn't read when she was 5. Can you speak English fluently? So this is about ability. Could you spell your own name when you were 5 years old? So we will talk about um, the ability to spell, right? And also for the form, right? So if we want to form a question with modal verb, we put the modal verb in front. Could we travel? Can you speak? And it still apply that even we cannot add s to it, even though if the sentence is with a singular subject. And the next one is to express obligation or advice, whether something is necessary or unnecessary, and to give advice. Okay, so should, must. We must attend our online classes. We must complete our assignments, right? We should do our assignment diligently. Okay. In negative form, we must not skip our online classes. We must not miss our online lecture. Question: shouldn't you inform your teacher that you can't attend his class? Right? What more for obligation or advice? Shouldn't you inform the police that you want to travel back to your hometown? Right, so due to the lockdown, right? So we have to inform the police. Then the last one is for permission. To ask or give permission to express whether something is not allowed or whether it is allowed. So the modal verbs that we can use can, could, may, and would. Right, so Sherry could borrow my car, right? So statement. So this one you give permission. And for negative form, Sherry may not borrow my car. So this one, you forbid Sherry from borrowing your car. And this one, you offer, right? So you give, would you like to borrow my car? Right, so this is more of a offer. So um, it's still a form of permission, right? Or other would you like some tea, right? So you want to offer something. Yeah, so I think that's it on this topic. I'll post some exercise later, so make sure you check them out.